What is up, everybody? Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and welcome to Week 1 of La Liga. Today we'll be taking a look at our feature card for previous BlazeFest champions. I'm super pumped. I hope y'all will continue to join me weekly during this journey. We're going to have a lot of fun with this league. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to Lone Star Discs. All prizes that are won during this league were provided by Lone Star Discs. They have amazing plastic. The Bravo Glow plastic is by far, in my opinion, the best, and let them know that Darkpoi sent you. Real quick, before we dive into this, I'm going to go ahead and have our resident pro, Fergie4RLZ, run through the layouts for us real quick, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the coverage.
This hole is pretty straightforward, just a simple backhand or forehand layup, especially in this wind. Same thing, just going forehand stag, most likely. On this hole, tough wind, try to keep it left side but missing the trees and set myself up for a bit of a longer approach, depending on how far I am, probably fairway. Again, playing in some tough winds. Don't remember what I did here. I think I went backhand or forehand with the driver. On Grizzly Gulch, backhand paradigm, trying to keep it flat, just skip up the hill. This hole is a bit tricky depending on the wind. If it's a headwind, I'll go glide skip drive down the inside, but if not, then I'll go with the paradigm. I'll try to go stag forehand, keeping it on hyzer. Sometimes I might go with the sticky sapphire. This one is a hyzer glide skip drive. Try to keep it inside, not too wide to where it falls short of the heel. Easy glide roll ride backhand. Depending on the wind, if it's a 3-tail, I'll go sapphire.
Alright, thank you so much, Fergs. I truly appreciate your time, sir. And now, come join me to see who will be La Liga champion. Hole number 1, we got Windswept Fields, par 3, league average score 2.2. I think that's due to the fact that most players will get the birdie, but every once in a while, you have some cage hits, maybe a long play. Overall, I think the fairway driver, big skip is the best play for me. Throwing a park shot like you're going to see here with Nuori is a great option. You don't want to do anything unnecessary, especially early out the gate, but I'm going to opt with something a little bit more similar to what Fergie4RLZ has done here. I think the big skip play is the play for the ace, as long as you have confidence in your comeback putt. Our fourth player to join us today will be Andzee, but had some technical difficulties recording holes 1 and 2. Our card is able to clean up the birdie all around the board, making it look pretty standard. Next we have Highlanders Ridge 6, par 3, league average score 2.4. I think that's due to the fact that there is OB in play. In my opinion, the stock forehand shot, going with the sticky or roll attribute on a fairway driver, I think is definitely the way to go. Myself, I like to play the accurate roll Old Saint. It's no longer available in the game, but it's my go-to when it comes to quite a few shots that require a safe park of the green. Again, our card making it look easy, taking the gimme birdies, must get these, no mistakes can be made here, that is for sure. Andzee also cleaning up hole 2 for the birdie. Hole 3, we have Ikigai Springs 9, par 4, league average score 3.6. My play is to go with the Extra Glide Water Skip Enigma. Have the safety of if you do hit the water, you still clear it, but if you clear the water completely, you still get good ground play. First off the tee, we have Rauta. As I mentioned earlier, each one of these players is a previous BlazeFest champion. I love hosting BlazeFest. It's my favorite tournament to host in the game. It's something I've been doing for a long time. And hopefully you all will come join me for the next one that I put together. It really is a fun time. Off the tee, our 3 starting tees are all pretty standard. Andzee is finally able to join us. And unfortunately, first shot off the tee gets a bad break. Ends up hitting the hillside in a funny way. And ends up with the submarine tank into OB. That's an unfortunate start for coverage, but just know that Andzee did hit the first 2 birdies. Showing you how you need to play it. That's exactly what I would do if I went in the water. I would just play a nice, safe shot. Don't do anything more extra that I need to do, just so I can get the par. You know, that unfortunate water is real. And all in all, though, it's not the end of the world if you take a par here and everybody else takes a birdie. The reality is most players are not going to get the eagle here. Not without risking some tremendous OB failure. You know, I just don't see it. I'm a pretty risky player, and I miss a lot up because I end up taking unnecessary risky shots. And even in my mind, I'm like, yeah, right. Throw in the eagle shot, the disc required, that would just be too much. So, I think that was a great play. The rest of the card picking up the card bird. Showing you how you just got to make sure that you take that birdie and walk away. Next up, we have Lakeside 2, par 4, league average score 2.3. Honestly, in my opinion, the easiest eagle in the entire game. I'm going to go with the Extra Glide Water Skip Enigma again because I like how it has very minimal turn fade combo. It allows me to shoot straight and keep things low. The Enigma being a 12 speed allows the disc to not ground play typically too far back, which is something I'm a big fan of. You're going to see all of our players throw pretty variety of shots here to achieve the eagle. So I think that it's pretty accepted that this is the must-get eagle. I have thrown the ace here. I've had a lucky skip off the forehand with the ace. And then I've thrown the big skip in practice mode trying to hit the ace. And it can be a tough one, but it is doable. But not worth it. The ground play into OB is like guaranteed if you're throwing anything that's like realistically aceable without some kind of like ground luck, like a ramp shot. Our card getting the superstar frame and making it look easy. Next up we have GG3, Grizzly Gulch. Par 4, league average score 2.7. Again, I feel like this is one of those in multiplayer, you must get the eagle. If you're a newer player, and you're getting the eagle here, you're probably getting a separation. If you're a veteran player, and you're up there in the higher tiers, you know that missing the eagle here is definitely going to get you down. You're going to, birdie or not, you're probably going to lose a stroke to someone. So, I think this is a must-get eagle. Having them back-to-back shows you that, like, anybody who misses one is going to be falling short one stroke to the field. At least when it comes to the top tier players who are in that event or in that round or whatever. All 4 of our players getting the shots to hit the hillside. Andzee, the furthest back, still able to pick up the eagle. It's definitely a dangerous looking shot, but in my opinion, being a person who's been in that exact position he was in myself, I can vouch. It's much more easy, it's much more gettable. It's much more gettable than you might think. But the rest of the card picking up the superstar frame again. So you gotta love to see it. Gimme eagles, gimme eagles. Hitting them all day, every day. That's what you want to see. Alright, next we got Northern Breeze 7. Par 4, league average score 4.1. Going from 2 of the easiest eagles to one of the hardest pars. In my opinion, this hole can be treacherous. It can totally get you down. Any type of tree kick, any type of limbs that slow you down, make you roll into the water, any type of rock that kicks you off into the right side OB. All things dangerous, tough. But if you throw your first 2 clean shots clean, and you hit your fairway the way you need to, then this should be there for the birdie. Now, it doesn't always happen that way, at least not for me. But going the lines that Fergie and Nuori are going here, that's the way I play. Yep, hitting around these 2 trees. Even if you catch some limbs, you should be in the fairway hit. That's how I play it. Yeah, Andzee, right there, exactly. The same thing for me. I used to play the big backhand flex, and sometimes I still do depending on the wind, but that can be too wishy-washy for me, and that's why I just continue to go back to the old line, which is the one we just saw there. Definitely for shot number 2, Rauta getting a little close with the rock, but all in all, shot number 2, I agree with the entire card here. I'm going to go with a bigger shot disc, and I'm going to play letting the fade me down towards the green. I think that that's the way to go for safe birdie. And you can go like big skip fairway, you can go 12 speed. Heck, I've even thrown the light glide defender up there and had it also play correctly. So lots of choices. I think it's there. And yeah, so if you're struggling on this hole, this is definitely the line and the way to play it if you're just looking to get that birdie. Rauta, what a heartbreaker. Catching the weak side of the chains, tree in the way. As a person who's been there myself, I can vouch and say that's happened to me many a times. The rest of the card, picking up the birdie, and we are moving on. We got Northern Lights 2, par 3, league average score 3. You know, you'd think that that number would be lower, but I think it's high because truly, the putt on here can be brutal. I have had so many complete crash outs over rounds over this hole, so I gotta say it's a toughie. I myself like to throw the Manta, accurate sticky Manta down. It's a 9-speed, but it has very little turn, and it fades pretty nice. It's consistent. The sticky on there puts it where it needs to be, but I like that because it's a slightly shorter disc than your typical 9 speeds in the game. If there was a substitute, I would say like a St. Pro would probably be closer now, the new St. Pro. But yeah, that's definitely my play. I don't like playing a 10 speed because when I play it, end up playing too long sometimes, and the OB drop zone can be harder than it looks. It can be brutal. So I like to just make sure I get close enough to the basket like you see the card doing here to get that solid, easy birdie. Very nice. Next we got Downtown 1, par 4, league average score 3.5. I think that the big play here is, for me, the extra glide big skip strive, but like Fergie said, making sure you don't play the hillside short. As long as you get to the hillside or past, I believe that you have a nice clean fairway hit for many different choice shots. If you like the left-handed play, you can go left-handed over the water. If you like the right-hand backhand play, you can go backhand or forehand. It's all open for you for all the different play styles, so I definitely agree with Fergie. It's just a matter of making sure you beat the hill. I used to throw the extra glide big skip captain, but holes like this are why I don't throw that disc anymore, because if you got a big left to right wind and you throw something that's too understable, you'll skip off the hillside and just shoot way over an OB. So in a game like this, it's definitely all about having some kind of guaranteed fade. You need it to be able to make sure you don't have holes like this completely wreck your day. I like the play here Nuori takes. I love the forehand over the water, hitting the green. I like to throw the old flow, the water skip old flow, which is an old 11 speed. Again, not available in the game anymore, but you could get the same result with like a extra glide water skip Sapphire, for example. I use the water skip as like a safety thing. You know, if it does push me down and I do hit the water, I get a little skip out of it instead of it just like dive bombing in. Just in those rare instances where the disc decides to push down. Every once in a while, if I have the right wind conditions, I'll throw a backhand play and use a like super hyzer and throw the big skip vandal to get to the green. Either way, must get birdie. Card making it look easy. Moving on. Last, we have Lost Island 1, par 3, league average score 2.4. This hole is aceable, but if you try to run the big skip disc to hit the ace, you're probably going to go long and go OB. Not recommended. Instead, I recommend the Extra Glide Big Skip or the Extra Glide Water Skip Enigma or some similar 12 or 13 speed. The Rive, the Strive, anything that'll park you up by the basket is going to get you there. I like the Extra Glide Roll Rive. I like the Extra Glide Sticky Strive. Personally, I will go with the Extra Glide Water Skip Enigma. But that's just because I like that disc slot, that distance, and that, slot. But I've hit the ace with the old Big Skip Ballista Pro. So it is possible to do it, but definitely way too risky. I think instead, in a super competitive match, you just want to make sure that you're hitting that circle. And as long as you do that, everybody should be getting the bird and feeling good. I want to say thank you to all 4 of our players for recording their rounds and sending it to me. This is a hyper-competitive matchup. I love to see it. We only had two players be separated by 2 players by only 1 stroke. How cool is that, y'all? Please, I hope you come join me for all the future coverages that we have weekly. Thank you so much to Lone Star Discs, Spinoff Games, and Salty Unicorns for sponsoring the league. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. Alright everyone, thank you for sticking through the entire video with me. I truly appreciate your time. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. Consider leaving a comment. Big shout out to Fergie4RLZ for all the design work he does for the channel and for joining me today on that pro layout. As always, this is Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and hopefully, I'll see you in the future. Want to get yourself a Darkpoi jersey? Not a problem. Head right on over to the Salty Unicorns website. You can even add a custom logo for a couple bucks if you'd like to the jersey. And then don't forget to use the code Darkpoi on your checkout to save 15% on the order. Every time you use the code Darkpoi, a little bit of those proceeds go directly to help supporting the channel.